Welcome back. It's been a week since the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam claimed the lives of 26 civilians. Geopolitical tensions between India and Pakistan have been on the rise. Pakistan has violated ceasefire along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. For the fifth straight day, the Indian Army responded in a measured and effective manner to the provocation near Kupwara and Baramulla districts. Sources tell CNBC-TV18 that intense counter-terror operations are underway in Jammu and Kashmir in the aftermath of the attack. The army and the police continue their hunt for terrorists. Remember, preliminary investigation had identified two of the attackers as Pakistani nationals. Meanwhile, the Indian Air Force and Navy have continued with exercises to improve preparedness. Meanwhile, India has called out Pakistan as a rogue state, fueling global terror at the UN. This after Pakistani Defence Minister Khwaja Asif admitted in a television interview that the country trained and funded terror organizations. In a separate interview, Asif claimed that a military incursion by India appeared imminent. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will chair a crucial meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security tomorrow to review the security preparations. This will be the second such meeting since the attack. We're now joined by General Yash Moore. General Moore, thank you very much for joining us on the program. How would you describe the government's strategy at this point? Of course, this is a decision, and how they respond, it's up to a very few set of people in the government, and that's how it should be. But if you had to explain what's happening currently in terms of the military exercises that are underway, our attempts to isolate Pakistan diplomatically and economically, how would you sum this up for our viewer in terms of India's response?
Parikshit, first of all, thank you for inviting me. It's after a long time that I have come on your channel. First of all, what happened, really the anguish, the, trauma of the entire nation, something like this, I've not seen happening for a long time. Last time something like that happened was when Bill Clinton was here, when 36 Sikhs were massacred in Chatti Singhpura. So, the reaction had to be, at the national level. So whatever the Prime Minister and the Cabinet Committee on Security took, I think these are really big measures, especially suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, cancelling of the visas, and other measures that have been taken diplomatically. As you said, we have to isolate Pakistan diplomatically. And these are all strategic measures taken to put Pakistan in a spot and tell the world community at large about the rogue state that Pakistan is, and the Pakistan military, that, the kind of work they have been doing. So we have created ground. We have created, in spite of the, watered down UN Security Council resolution on Pahalgam, at least the resolution was there. But, getting all the state all the ambassadors here, world leaders talking to Prime Minister Modi, all P5 speaking in unison against this attack. So we have created a ground to isolate Pakistan and pin this entire thing on Pakistan. Now, the second meeting, which is going to take place, as you said, probably tomorrow, where we have seen the series of meetings taking place, CDS with the service chiefs, CDS with then the Raksha Mantri briefing the Pradhan Mantri, and now probably the CCS will meet again, review the effect of the actions they have taken, and plan for further action. This time, the best part is there is no knee-jerk reaction. India is taking very solid, calculated decisions. And I'm sure the best part is the entire nation is with the government of India, including the people of Kashmir, which is a big change in this particular incident. Rakshit.
Right. If we were to also ask you, sir, about any response that India comes up with in a military fashion. Now, the expectation is, and the Prime Minister has given a very strong speech in Bihar, where it was clear that India will come up with a response. And we've seen that in Uri, we've seen that after Pulwama with the Balakot airstrikes, that there is all possibility of a limited, calibrated response from the Indian forces. What are the pros and cons of such an exercise? And how do you make sure that it is effective and has a deterrent effect?
I think this time it is going to be whole of a nation approach. Not only all the three services are going to be working in unison. We have a CDS now, and so that system is working very well. And I'm sure with the Home Ministry, the intelligence agencies, the targeting of various launch pads, targeting of terrorist camps, and the effort will be, at least what I feel, will be how can we target this terror-making machinery which operates under the ISI, which operates directly under the Pakistan military. See, I've been telling one thing throughout, whatever I'm reading or understanding I have Pakistan, is somehow we must take measures to isolate the Pakistan army from its people. It's a rogue army. And all this, whether it is Asim Munir or many other chiefs, the kind of venom, the kind of, hysteria they try to create with this Hindu-Muslim narrative and try to bring religion. No service personnel I've seen do this kind of, playing to the galleries. So the aim, I think, this time of the government will be economically strangle Pakistan, diplomatically isolate Pakistan, and then hit them at targets which are genuine targets, which we can convince the world that these are the targets from where this terror factory works, and hit them hard, and plan for the escalatory part also. That is what is the challenge, because the moment there'll be many options, the military is the best to take those calls. Not for me to say how they will do, whether we'll fire from our own territory or we will cross the international border and then take them on. But this time it's going to be more sure shot actions. Let's wait and watch with the meeting taking place tomorrow. And this time, the time, place, and the punishment that we want to give is of our choosing. So there's no reaction that is going to come in an haphazard manner.
Right. Do you feel, sir, that for the long term, if we have to be successful, we will have to come up with a strong roadmap to economically isolate Pakistan, be it with the Indus Waters Treaty, making sure that we build those dams, that infrastructure that cuts out the water lifeline. We use other measures to make sure that trade with Pakistan becomes difficult. The airspace, the Indian airspace remains inaccessible for Pakistani airliners. What more can we do to ensure that there is a long-term deterrent effect?
See, Parikshit, I've been saying that all these measures we have tried earlier, trying to, choke Pakistan economically, stop trade with Pakistan. There is big brother, China is always there to support Pakistan. They say that higher than mountains, deeper than ocean, and sweeter than honey is their relationship. So China is the guy, the big guy in this entire thing, which always bails out Pakistan. What we have to try and convince, now our relations with China are improving. This is something really very good that it started sometimes in October, and now disengagement, de-escalation, and maybe de-induction takes place in this summer. So with what we have to try and convince is, we must pin this entire thing on the Pakistani establishment, the Pakistani state. Somehow we must ensure that the kind of hold the Pakistani generals have on their public, on their polity, on decision making in that country, that is what has to be hit. And for that, India must do whatever it can do. But at the same time, it must make friends. I've been always advocating talking to Taliban, or we are talking to Taliban. Iran is a very important player. They are also suffering from whatever is happening on the Iran-Pakistan border, you're aware. So Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran on one side, convince China that finally your interest, your commercial interests in Pakistan are best safeguarded under Pakistan political leadership and not necessarily under the military. So we have to find reasons and causes and take actions how to weaken the Pakistan military. Our target should be the Pakistan military, the ISI, and this entire system, which we call as the epicenter of terrorism. That is where the challenge is, and I'm sure our authorities must be looking at those solutions.
All right. Thank you, Major General Yash Moore, for joining us. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. More news and updates continue right here.